Hello, this is Lolly. I am back to work on my planner for next year, which I've already started. I will share with you down below the link to the video where I made these inserts. And I was so excited that I actually went on scrapbook.com and ordered a few more things. One is these dies, which I thought would be perfect. They're called I Love Crafting by Echo Park. You can see the size of them there. And this is the stickers that go with the original set that I ordered, which is I'd Rather Be Crafting. There's I Love Crafting and I'd Rather Be Crafting, both by Echo Park. So this is one of the sheets that I bought, and I have gone ahead and cut out an envelope using the envelope punch board, and I used the settings for the 4.5 by 7.5 inch card, and I didn't assemble it for a very good reason. I will show you why. I'm going to assemble it into the project. This is the I Love Crafting paper. I thought that was really pretty, and in the back is journaling cards. And this is also I Love Crafting. The colors are really close. I like that. The colors are really close to the I'd Rather Be Crafting. This is another one. I thought I'd get a couple more of the I'd Rather Be Crafting papers, and that's one of them. And then this one is the I'd Rather Be Crafting that I didn't get. And another one of these from the I'd Rather Be Crafting, and this. I just think they're all so adorable. Okay, so what I decided to do is, in addition to these, I'm going to make what I'm going to call a little junk journal insert. So that means I'm going to take a cover and just put all sorts of random bits and pieces in it. And that will just be for memorabilia, just for giggles, for grins and giggles. And the envelope is going to go in there. So what we need to do is pick out a paper that I like for that one. That is so cute too. All of these are so adorable. I like so much. It's always so hard to do one and not the other side. I think one of these, I'm going to make the cover out of this, and I'll have to decide which one will be the outside and which the inside. It won't matter because both of them will be seen quite easily. So if I recall, I've been doing my covers for 8.25 and I think 10.5, and then trimming off the excess. Then we will score that right down the middle at 5 3/4. Nope, no, 5 1/4. Sorry, almost messed up. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I think I like this one better for the outside. This is fine. I am going to round those corners, and I think I've been using the 1/4 rounder. Now I'm going to collect whatever papers I want to go in here, and the very center is going to be this envelope, which I will, after I stitch it in place, then I will fold the envelope. I think that's going to be my plan. I will stitch this into, I will assemble this around the stitching. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is to look in the papers and at the journaling cards. Some of these smaller journaling cards. Let's look at some of these. I'm looking right now for ones that are vertical like this. I could take those two and these two, almost all of them. Yeah, this is the only one that's sideways. So let me see what I have. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Oops, I need to cut this one in half. Okay, so on these, I'm thinking that I could score this down the middle and have that be one of the inserts in there, just like that. But also to do these as well. You have to be careful with this because you need to be able to get them into the stitching. So you can't have your stitch marks too far apart. I'm not sure I'm going to fit all these in there. If not, I will just cut them up. So these could all be inserts in there. And this, and the envelope. And I do want some like plain papers. Now I have some vellum that I want to put in there as well. I think this is so adorable. I got these on clearance. There's this gingham and this sprinkles. Now it doesn't make exactly matter on junk journals what size you cut the papers. I did this 10 1/4 by 8 1/4, so I'm going to score this at 5 1/8. You have to hold on to that really well when you're scoring because they tend to slide on your scoring board. Alrighty, so now we have these two. I have some graph paper here, and it's a little shorter than 8 1/2 because they had holes on it and I wanted to cut the holes off. So this is, I'm going to score at 5. These are 10 by 8. Gives me some other sheets to put in here. Okay, those. So I'm not necessarily going to give the measurements for each one of these because, like I said, I'm just, whatever I have, I'm using it. These are just some printable, downloadable papers from online that someone had printed out and sent to me, so we're using those as well. Actually, I think I'm going to, yeah, that's fine. They will go in like this, and they're kind of older. They're even yellowed on the edge, and that is absolutely fine, and they're plain on the back. This is really fun. This is very old, crinkly, and I'm going to press this out. It's even got stains on it, and it's that old paper from school where you would write, you're learning to print, and you would draw a picture there. So all right, so there's another one. Oh, that is going to be so fun. And I'm going to put another sheet of the cardstock from these kits in there. So I cut this 8 1/4 high by 12, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and score this at 5 1/8 and at 10 1/4. And that's going to give me a tiny little sliver of a pocket right here. I'm going to trim those corners. Now I can trim all these paper corners off later off camera, but for now, because I'm going to glue this pocket, I want to get these corners trimmed right now. Okay. You know what else? I could make this pocket bigger by adding another strip. I have this strip left over, so I could put that there, and that will make this pocket deeper. And one of the things that I like to do is make sure I have something of embellishment right around the crease here where these two papers are separated. So now I'm wondering if black, ooh, I'm going to use the black. So let's get our Fabri-Tac out. This is a really tiny black, and I get most of my rickrack from thrift stores because people get it and they don't know what to do with it and they get rid of it. I think this is going to be really cute. You see how that really makes that pop, and it makes that so much more special. I'm not going to shut this because I have a little extra Fabri-Tac there. That is so fun. And now, you know, many of my journaling cards will fit in there. Good enough, I think. That is so cute. Love that. Okay, put that aside. And it still needs some more papers. Now I have this one. I have cut 6 by 9, and it's going to be a little, kind of like a file folder type thing in there. Let's get that scored. So 4 1/2. Okay, so what I want to do with this is get a tab on that. Oh, I shouldn't have scored it right in the middle, but that's okay. I think I know what I'll do. I'm going to put the tab right here. And I said that's 4 1/2. No, this is 6, a 6-inch wide. Okay, I'm going to put a medium, actually a large, 6 large. There we go. Love this tab punch board. It is one of my favorite We Are Memory Keepers tools. Ooh, I love this little pair of scissors. That could be used in something. So now this is what I have, but you can see I need to trim the back of this, and let's see. This is what I was saying. I could have cut it shorter and just folded it differently, but I think that's going to be really cute anyway. And this one I am going to cut with the, punch it with the 1/2 inch. I think that's going to be really cute. And isn't that adorable? Okay, so that will go in there as well. So we've got all these papers. I just want to see how chunky this is getting. I think I need more blank papers in here. Just a couple would do me. That'll be thick enough because I will add things to it. So let me get a couple more blank pages. There's a couple more graph papers. And I think the beauty about blank pages is that I can use my stamps on them. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is just get these in some sort of order. And again, this will be the last thing to go in there. This will be in the center. So if I start with that, is that too awkward? Or should I probably do that? Okay. Get them all centered because you know how they're different heights. So therefore we've got to get these centered. You know what? I really want this to go in like this. Thinking. But if I put the envelope in there first, this will not go in there in the center. This would be a perfect thing for the center. So I know what I'm going to do. This is going to go in the pocket. In this pocket right here. I think that's going to be perfect for it. Yep. When I'm all done, I need to go and make sure that my pages or my journaling cards are vertical. Okay, let me hold that for a second and make sure. Okay, so far so good. Now, when this goes in there, the envelope, this is the bottom. Is going to go in, it's going to get stitched right into that middle, right there. So I need to center that flap right there. So far, that's the way it's going to go. I'm still not sure I like that right there. I might move this because I have several sheets of this in a row. Let's put that right here. Okay, so we know this is 8 1/4, so I can use the bookbinding guide, or I can cut a piece of paper to use as my guide, which I think I'll do this time. So I'm going to poke the holes. I cut a strip of paper that is the same length as my, or height as my project, and then so it's 8 1/4, and then it's 2 inches wide. I folded it in the middle, and I put dots 1.5 inches from each side and at 4 1/8 in the middle. Now, just as I think it will help me a lot if I punch the holes on this separately. Okay. So what I want to do, I've got all the things, I'm pushing them all down in there really well. Clamping that. And I'm lining this up with the cover, not necessarily the papers inside, because the papers inside are all different heights. And then I'm going to get my paper piercing tool. And if I don't want to open my journal all the way for fear that some of the papers will fall out, I could always do it on the corner like this. See what I'm saying? And I'm poking. I am going to poke this as well, but I wanted to do it separately just because it's such a pain. Okay, this is the one. I'm going to center that. and then we will stitch this together. Again, I'm using wax linen. I start in the middle with enough to tie a knot. I go to one end hole, to the other end hole, back to the middle, and leave enough to tie a knot. And if you already know the pamphlet stitch, you can fast forward through this part. I'm getting my tapestry needle out. Now, which is the cover? Right through the middle. Leave enough to tie. I'm going into the top hole here. All the way down to the bottom hole. And back in the center hole on the other side of that long one. Now with this, I'm going to trim these off. Now that I have that envelope in there, I'm going to line this up, and I like to cut off this corner piece there. I don't like that. So let me get my pencil. Now I can fold this up. And that is probably the easiest way to get an envelope in there. Now we fold this in. And how sweet is that? Now I think I might put like a strip across here to hold this flap down. But in the meantime, I'm looking at this and I know I need to trim off the excess on some of these pages, just the top and the bottom. I'm going to let the sides be all irregular lengths. But let's look on a strip that we could put here. And how about this branding strip? That's going to be cute. So let me cut that off. Trim this white part off here. Oh, that's better. Okay. Now that will keep that tucked in there. And this paper kind of looks like it's getting lost, so I might put a little strip of something in there to kind of accent it. We'll see when I go to decorate this what it looks like. So let's get these papers trimmed off of that. Perfect. Oh, how cute. Okay, we are ready to embellish all of these. So now I have the kind of the junk journal insert, the brain purge insert, my calendar, the pockets. I might make another set of pockets, we'll see. And I have this graph paper. So it's getting chunky, love it. And I might, let's see how it's going, and I might still make another set of pockets, or I could put the pockets like this. I could put them in the, that looks good. Put them in there like that. Perfect. All right, let's get to embellishing on this next video. And make sure you look down below, and you can see how I put together the first inserts that I have here.